So we got a lovely lamb then, 21 kilos, great conformation. Just look at those back legs. You can always tell good back legs because the shank is short. If I turn the camera that way, the symmetry and the meat goes way up the shank, and they're nice and full. If you look on the side, beautiful. So what I'm going to do then is just break this down very quickly, a simple butcher's breakdown into legs, middle, the loin, and then the shoulders, and then get it ready for sale. But yeah, that's a cracker. Okay, then to start the process, we want to remove the back legs. What I'm doing is releasing the end of the breast of lamb so we can see inside the carcass. And if you look here, I should remove this so you can see. Normally I wouldn't do this, but for the camera, because this shows you where the first cut is. So looking down into the back legs, where obviously the bumhole, where the tail ends, there's a vertebra, where the flat of the spine, the backbone starts. So we mark that one, we find the next one along, just like that, and we get our knife, we cut through, we can take the pressure off a little bit and give it a little tap. We have our legs. Okay, that's the one set of primals gone. Next we will remove the breasts. So where we marked it down by the legs, we are just going to go across right under the arm, get our meat saw, go straight across. So there's two of those. So we'll flip it round, you'll get a better view now. So there's the whole thing. So we just reverse the maneuver, start under the arm, where we cut it with the leg. Nice, clean cut. Again, meat saw. And as you can see, the little beauty starts getting smaller. Now, I'm going to take the neck off now, just so I can get it to sit right for you. So, where the shoulders really end and the neck starts, you'll get about 2 neck rings off these, neck of lamb rings. Just tidy that up. I can show you now where we mark the shoulders. So the ribs, want to count 6 ribs, 1 2 3 4 5 6, mark it, 1 2 3 4 5 6, mark it. Between the 6th and the 7th, make a cut. See if I can snap this one. It's always nice if you can do it without a saw. No, it won't go. It's because it's a good lamb, it's chunky. Just take our saw, then complete the cut. And that gives us, give that for a loin. Look at those the eyes on that meat there. Not too much fat, nice thick, straight back. So these are our sub-primals that we're going to work with. So we got our pair of legs, a beautiful loin, the front of lamb, all the shoulders, 2 breasts, and there is our neck. Right, first job, get the legs. Standing our legs up then, as you can see, aim for the middle, and that will go straight through the H bone, the pelvis. Place it down and saw directly down the middle of spine. And there you have it. Pair of legs become 2 singles. Now, I'm going to take off the chumps. So we can see the pelvic bone there then. Place a finger, about a finger's width, and just slightly angle it towards the tail. Saw through, complete the cut with your knife, and that gives you a beautiful leg of lamb. So I'll show you with the other one. So you want to have the leg on the block with the shank facing you. So not that way, that's with the tail facing you. You want the shank facing you, and then again find that pelvic bone, a finger's width, just a slight angle, cut, saw it through, finish off the cut. Beautiful, beautiful legs of lamb. And what we'll do is we'll bone these chumps out, which are basically the rump steaks. Okay, so we trim that bit of fat off there. We'll just get rid of any of the blood meat, blood vessels. Always a bit of a tricky bone, this. So we'll just use the point of your knife. See, I'm just working down. This is where you need a really sharp knife. When you stand it up, and you've got to scoop in to release that chump. But there, that's what you end up with, basically the whole rump of a lamb. Beautiful cut of meat. Cut it into steaks, leave it whole for a mini roasting joint. But again, expose that bone. You can see point of the knife going in. And there we have again another beautiful chump. So we got 2 chumps, 2 fantastic legs. So the breast of lamb then, they just go straight in the fridge. People love a breast of lamb. What was an incredibly cheap cut of meat is now become really expensive. It's like anything, you know, those old forgotten cuts become trendy, and then the price just becomes mind-boggling. You know, you pay as much as that for that as you would maybe a shoulder of lamb. Phenomenal. I mean, we couldn't give them away in the 80s, couldn't give them away. And I think the most we used to get from is 50p, but you get a lot of meat. But yeah, you've got to have deep pockets, baby. They go straight in the fridge. So the shoulders then, just like last week's video, if anybody saw it. For those who didn't, what we need to do is, there's the eye of the meat. We want to go round, trace round the rib cage, leaving as much meat on the meat and the bone as clean as possible. So we just start it there, because that's where the end of the vertebrae stop. And then, I want a sharp knife here. Follow the ribs, Now it's quite hard with the camera in this position, but so you can see. So basically follow the ribs down and you'll reach the neck where that eye of that meat was. So we're just following the neck now, and you can see where the eye was there. So we continue the cut, and there we have it, our shoulder. We trim it up. Not the best dressed lamb I've seen, still got a bit of the glands in. So I'm just going to take the knob of that bone off, and here we have the paddy whack. Which I will take out. So then we repeat with the other side, down the ribs, trace that eye, as you can see there, and then just following that neck, and then in to scoop the rest of the meat out. And you can see where I started the cut, where that vertebrae ends there. Again, paddy whack, we don't want to eat that. Trim off the fat on that corner, repeat. That gives you your two lovely shoulders. So now we're on to this wonderful loin. Just take the hook out. So the loin is made up of two parts. We've got this loin end here, which I'm just trimming up, and where the ribs are, they used to call it the best end of neck, all kinds of names. It's where you get your racks from, your cutlets. So what I'm going to do, just simple, I want some Barnsley chops, which is your double lamb chops, which comes off that loin end. And the way we do that, so the racks, I want two racks, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 rib racks. So we look where our rib ends and we go to the nearest vertebra, okay, there. So we cut down there to join that cut. Now I go straight across, and because the way the ribs are, the one sticks out further than the other, so I just nip through with a saw, and then again I can join that. And if we put our knife through, and a bit of brute force and ignorance, just take out that rib, and then I want nice even tails, so that will go into mint sausage burgers. Trim a bit of that fat out, not too much, lamb is super expensive still. And then that gives you your Barnsley double lamb chops, and they look absolutely monumental. Just look at that. And you cut those through the vertebrae quite thick. Beautiful, stunning. So onto the racks then. Just want to nip out the cartilage of the blade bone. Simple as. And it's just a case of sawing down the middle again, nice and even, and then they're ready for cutlets or your lamb racks. want to get it nice and even if we can. Now that, my friends, is a textbook split, because equal amounts of bone on either side. It don't get better than that. Point to your steel, remove spinal cord, like that. Then we're left with these beauties, either cut into chops, cutlets, or these will go to lamb racks. So I'm just going to even them up. Always tricky. French trim these and they'll be ready to go. And there we have it. A beautiful loin prepared. With the rest of the lamb. It's just a case of going over all the trim. Like I said, lamb's super expensive, so we're going in between all the bones, get it all off and mince it. And that's how you do one lamb ready to sell. Hope you enjoyed that.